Hey there, YouTubers. Hey, you just caught me grabbing up my nose. Been a long time since I've been on. The main reason why is because I wanted this year to kind of make this site all about Mr. Zero, the clown stuff. I've been really trying to push my clowning career life up, and here it is. It's May. It's almost June, and I've done a few things. I'll show you guys an example. My wife went and designed these. I'll do that. But here, she's made me some business cards off of Vistaprint. See that? Clown, spooky weirdo comic, performance artist, street performer. And it has this site, what's my channel on YouTube. I've been handing them out. I haven't been handing them out diligently. Um, and part of the problem is because I don't know if, like, my fans, I have fans from my street performing when I'm out working for the salon and I'm doing my sign swinging. I have fans, and I don't know if they would appreciate my humor. When I'm out, if I were to street perform for myself, then I would give cards out a lot more freely because I'm representing myself. And if you don't like my clowning, then that's basically. I find what you do a little offensive, but like, and I don't want people to get the impression that I'll do birthday parties, that I want to go out and do birthday parties for little kids. I don't want to do birthday parties for little kids. If I were to do birthday parties, the age limit is like 13 and up. I will do them for like 13-year-olds. I will do a goofy little show for them, specifically for them and their friends, where it's gonna be closer to like a stand-up show with like props and stuff. It's gonna be something different than all that. I've also taken another step in my life that I'd like to share with you guys. I've actually signed up for a workshop for stand-up comedy, which is a weird. I'm taking classes in stand-up comedy. I was like, you're supposed to go up there, and it's very interesting. This guy, um, who's teaching the class, he's generally like, I guess if you know anything about how stand-up comedy works out here in Salt Lake City, Utah, it doesn't. It doesn't um, it's beginning to get better than it used to be, but there used to be only one place that you could perform comedy at, and the name of that club you can see in the old Divine comedians um, videos under I've got them in my favorites. I've got a list of them, and also there's Corn Dog Blue is the name of the original channel that had Divine Comedians. That's me and Violet performing at a comedy club. There's about three or four videos at a comedy club, and then there's the one video that we filmed at a Walmart and in my garage. And but you can see the name of it there. I'm not going to name names because these guys are kind of jerks. This club, the people that run it, and that's the reason why this guy is wanting to do comedy clubs. He wants to raise the bar on the talent out here, and he says with this company, the bar will not be raised, and that's an interesting thing. I've also been with acting groups. A decade ago, I was with an acting group, and that was their goal, was to raise the bar of talent in Utah to get better projects out here, and I like that idea. Um, I used to really want to move out of here. Now I kind of feel challenged to stay in Salt Lake City, Utah, and try to work with it and with other people, collaborate with other people, and try to raise the bar of performance, talent, quality of entertainment. Put Utah on the map like it actually really should be. Do you know how much stuff is done in Utah? There's movies filmed here all the time. A lot of them are very low budget, not very good. Some of them actually have some bucks behind them. There's a lot of Disney stuff gets filmed out here. It's a nice little area to film. Um, So let's raise the bar. Let's get more projects out here so that we can have a culture in Utah. 95% of what gets casted is casted in LA. We want to, change that. It's like 95% in LA, the rest in New York, and like you get like maybe 1%, 0.1% is like cast in a place like Utah. Like you will get like small little parts to audition for. Um, and at the end of my first class, I just barely had my first class with this workshop. He's explaining to us that you can come out and you can be a comedian in Utah and you can make money, you can get jobs. You will not get famous in Utah. And that's what I think we need to raise the bar of, is that you have that ability to do that without having to go to California. You can, you know, and it's a pipe dream really for all, like I said, 10 years ago I was with an acting group that was trying to raise the bar of Utah talent to the point where they're like, let's do more projects and let's get more casting from Utah, and then they could afford to, like, transplant more. But you know and people know that. It's a sad story, but a true story. Mike Starr, the original bassist for Alice in Chains, died out here, and supposedly he was out here looking to start a new band out here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And a crazy, weird idea. I've heard that the lead singer from Days of the New, he is out here trying to work on his stuff, but that was like forever ago. Um, but anyway, that's one of my main goals, is to start doing stand up, and that's why I joined this group. Is it's something to actually force me to do stand up, and then once I've done a few shows, done some open mics, and I get out there more, and I get, then what I do is I pull out the puppets. Then, once I'm done doing stand up, then I'll be like, hey, now Mr. Zero's doing this stuff now. And then I can pull out and then the Mr. Zero weirdo comic can come out, weirdo comedian. I can bring that stuff out. Once I can start doing some real shtick rather than just stand up. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing. As far as that, I figured I'd just give you guys, anyone that pays attention to this, with the 39 of you that are subscribed, anyone that might pick up my videos, I just thought I'd like to throw out there what I've been doing. Also, been drinking a lot of orange juice because I woke up one morning and realized that my blood pressure is so high that I could die at any moment. I'm 33 years old and I could just wake up and drop dead from a heart attack because I've got extremely high blood pressure. So I've got to find anything I can do to try to lower that. And sad world that I live in. I went and actually saw a doctor several months ago because I was having panic attacks, and he wouldn't prescribe me any medicine for that due to the fact that, like, usually when someone has a panic attack, they think they're having a heart attack and they go into the hospital, and I think I'm going to die, and it's really actually just a panic attack. And they're like, why didn't you think it was a panic attack? But I go in to see a doctor, and I say, I think I'm having these really bad panic attacks, and he looks at my blood pressure, and he's like, why don't you think you're having a heart attack? You could be having a heart attack. And then he took one look at my throat and said it was so small, he likened it unto female genitalia. And yeah, if you were to look, like, I can't really get the right angle, but if you were to look at my throat, it does resemble certain body parts. Really small. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I've got, like, enlarged tonsils and an enlarged uvula. So it just kind of sits there with the two tonsils and that. And when I breathe, it just flaps. It's terrible. If I get like any sort of throat infection, I have trouble breathing. I have trouble breathing when I sleep. Obviously, sleep apnea is in there. And I was told, he sits there and says, you need to get those tonsils removed. You need to get that uvula cut down. You need to lose 100 pounds. Every doctor usually tells you 20. He looks at me and says, you need to lose 100 pounds. And since that time, I've lost about 30 pounds. So that's good. But you need to lose 100 pounds, and you still might need a CPAP machine. So That's where, if I, these last 5 months I've been alive. Last 5 or 6 months I've been alive, not doing stuff on here. But I might, if no one sees anything from me, it could be because I'm dead. That's always a possibility. Um, Other good news is I bought a new camera. I was using a flip, that old technology that was cool like 10 years ago. Like, well, 8 years ago, it was cool. It was a little camera. It was a flip camera, but the brand was flipped, and now they're obsolete. You can get other cameras that are like that, but the actual original flip is obsolete. So instead, I bought a Handycam, and big argument with my wife. Why do you want to get that kind? Why don't you get this kind? I'm like, if I had a real choice, I'd get a really good camera, but I can't spend $1,000 on one. So I spent 150 on a Handycam. That comes with its own editing program, and then I bought an editing program on top of that, just in case I don't like the editing program. I really haven't worked with any of this, but I told her that I wanted something that had to flip out so I could use that as a monitor so I could check myself, my shots from in front, so I can do it in this room a lot better, because I couldn't do that before, and that you can tell by some of my shots. I'm over in this area of the room, and the camera's over in that, shooting there, and couldn't set up very good shots. But now I think I can get better camera shots done, and I can do better jump cuts. Because what I always hate about the flip is you get these fade cuts constantly, and they don't always cut the way you want to, and so you might have something that you say gets interrupted, and so. But other than that, I've got my room. I've cleaned it up yet again, and it's getting messy yet again. But I've got some ideas in my head for new Mr. Zero shows, and I will do them soon. I don't have the energy. I gotta find time and energy. And when when my daughter was younger and stuff, and I was living at that apartment that I was filming everything in, it's a lot easier to say once a month, once every 2 weeks, do a video. Now, since I've moved in here, I've done what, 3 or 4? Some of my best work, though, I will say that Turkey Trouble. I mean, if you're watching this now and you're not unfamiliar with my work, check out Turkey Trouble. Check out Door to Door Corruption, I think is what it's called. Check out my Pumpkin Punk or whatever it's called. That's some of my best work. My Christmas one, a very zero Christmas, I think is what it's called. That's that's like one of my best pieces of work. It's 20 minutes long because I put so much into it. I couldn't take anything out. Um, but yeah, so I plan on doing more. Um, I've got my room more organized to where I like it. I've got a new camera, and I realized I can shoot from a different spot than where I was shooting from, so I can get better shots. And I've got new puppets. I'm sure I've talked about them before, but I'm planning on incorporating that more. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and say one thing I'm working on. Scooby Doo parody. I've been thinking about doing that. But fun stuff like that. Um, Also, I submitted to this arts festival that's out here in Utah, but I don't think I got it. It's called the Dark Arts Festival. But now that I've already started and they kind of know who I am, next year I might be able to do that, and then I can distribute cards then. And I've already been out street performing once this year. Plan on doing it more. And yeah, so I got nothing else to report. That's what I've got for you guys. So yeah, tune in. Keep watching me. Thanks to all those who do watch me. Always remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and all that stuff. So, see you on the flip side. In communication, as it were.